the decisions he's making, and the white one's really what's got his attention. So he's actually, at this point, he's trying to get close to the food because he's hello there. So today we're going to talk about a totally different subject. I mean, we're going to talk about game AI and start looking at branch tree logic for any particular thing you might want to have that. In this case, it was suggested that we create an animal for our world that we've been working on. So we're going to create a bunny, and then we're going to kind of start. It'll take a couple of episodes, but we'll walk through and get a bunny that kind of behaves on his own and does what he wants, and then is influenced by things that can happen around in the world. So before you really get started on AI, you really want to define what you're going to do with the character, in this case the rabbit. Otherwise, you're not going to you can easily get lost, and it makes implementation of the code itself a lot faster. So one of the things I did was create basically a flowchart of how the logic is going to go for this a rabbit. So the first thing, there's different ways to do some of the branch logic. You can go have just each node makes a decision, and then your end node, which would be something like your run, that would be your leaf or on the tree, and this was what you would be implementing. Some of the times you can make it based on a decision. You might have multiple sequences of events, and in this case, what I decided to do to simplify the creation is, for every time I hit a leaf or the end of a decision, that's actually going to be an animation. So when the animation completes, then there'll be time for the rabbit to move on, to make another decision. So it's really going to be a loop of decisions on what animation to do next, where the rabbit's going to go. So every point, I'm not making a decision every frame. I'm not doing it every step. I'm really doing it between at the end of every animation. So how I'm going to have it is, in the tree, you're gonna want to do what's the thing you want to has the highest priority. So we're not doing like fuzzy logic where you weigh everything that can go on. We're going to actually just look at what the sequence of decisions on what the rabbit's gonna do. So number one priority will be, is the rabbit scared? So he's always going to figure out, am I scared for something? And if I'm going to do that, I'm going to run. Then the next thing he's going to say is, well, am I hungry? If I'm hungry, I'm going to go find it. So he'll be like, oh, am I near food? If I'm near food, I'm going to go ahead and eat it. But if I see food, so if I'm close to it but not, then I'll move towards it. And if I don't see it at all, I'm going to wander around, trying to go find it. This doesn't necessarily have to be know where he's going to go, but it'll be a wandering, or having the character wander around. So after he decides whether he's hungry or not, he's going to say, well, am I sleepy? Because if you've been running, you've been eating, you've been wandering around, you might become sleepy. So if you do get sleepy, if the character does get sleepy, then he's just going to sleep. Now let's see, what else could he possibly do? So if he doesn't sleep, he's going to go down here and say, oh, well, is there another bunny around? If there's another bunny around, he's going to move to the bunny and make more bunnies, because bunnies make bunnies. And the other would be, so if he hasn't really made a decision on any of this, he's not scared, he's not hungry, he's not sleepy, there's no other bunnies around, um, he's going to start wandering around. So a lot of this you can enhance a lot of it by more like if you get into like fuzzy logic, it'll be urges. So this would be his urge, and then you can weigh at the end what is his biggest urge out of everything. So in this case, we're just doing more of the branch where we make a decision, and once we've made a decision, we can't keep going. We're not going to keep going further down and change our mind about what we're doing. We're really just going to prioritize what the sequence of events. And you can do that for these different even subtasks. So like in this case, there's running and there's wandering. One of the things we'll probably look to do is if he's too far from home, he'll try to determine his direction. Otherwise, he'll just try to just pick a random direction. And as if he's running, he's going to change his speed. So really that's kind of the basic things that we're going to look at in implementing a rabbit. This session we're not actually going to look at actually start the coding for what we're doing, but I really just kind of wanted to show you the framework before we get into all the code that we did. So here we're looking at creating like an idle. We've created a bunny that eats, he sleeps, he hops around, and then he's in love. So I think that covers all the individual nodes that we did. We did the eat. He's in love. He's hopping around, which is really going to be the animation for running and wandering. It just depends on how far he goes. He's going to eat, and he'll be like, in this case, idle, or he can go to sleep. The reason why we put an idle in there is because it'll look really weird if just the rabbit is constantly hopping. We want to be able to have him rest a little bit in between everything. So we've taken just a rabbit and made some basic animations for the rabbit. Keeping him happy. I think in this case, we're going to increase how long he might be an idle. We've created a carrot so he has something to eat. And so I've already kind of implemented done a partial implementation, but we won't go into the exact coding at the moment. But I'll kind of show you where we're going with it in this series. Now I've taken the world that I had and changed the resolution so the character's larger, and it changed how he walks around. So here you can see if there's a rabbit, he makes a decision, and a lot of this is debug information that we'll have when we build our rabbit. But like the yellow circle is he's looking for food. The red circle is where he might be where he feels he has danger. And so the white arrow, there's two different ones. One is the direction he's going, the decisions he's making, and the white one's really what's got his attention. So he's actually, at this point, he's trying to get close to the food because he's actually hungry. If he's, so we have some indicators, so he's wandering around and he's trying to get to his food. But anyway, so that's the kind of thing. If you go in here, we walk into a circle and he's making a decision. So he's made a new decision that he's scared because we're near him, so he's going to start running away. So, but then if we leave, he'll turn his attention back to the carrot, so he'll wander out. So we'll start the series and get through this and kind of show you how to implement like a rabbit logic or things to do for him. Right now he's kind of really sleepy, so he's kind of resting before he goes back and tries to get closer to his food. So anyway, and till next time, we'll start coding and getting the series going. All right, thanks.